The security clearance purge continues. Hi, this is Lindy Kaiser with clearancejobs.com. On Friday, an executive order announced that several more security clearances were being rescinded, specifically Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, some attorneys involved in legal actions against the president, Alexander Vindman. You can check out the executive order. It's not the first executive order the president has issued specifically outlining folks to lose their clearance eligibility. The president actually walked back an executive order related to a law firm, pretty much barring them from doing business with the federal government and rescinding clearance eligibility there. I'm not a legal expert or scholar, so I'm not going to weigh in on that, but it was a little complicated because you have the two sides of it. There's been a lot of pushback about what the president can actually do when it comes to contract, labor, all of that. What he certainly can do, and that's what we're here for at clearancejobs.com, is to talk about the security clearance process. He can rescind by executive order that clearance eligibility, and that's what you see him doing. He even has a note in there. If those individuals go back and get granted clearance eligibility due to a private contractor, make a note, their eligibility has been rescinded. This has been born out of the constitutional authorities given to the president, saying as commander-in-chief, his commander-in-chief responsibilities allow him to run the government's classification program. So all of the wonky things we talk about at clearance jobs when it comes to security clearance policy are born out of executive orders. Those executive orders give out authorities, the key authorities being to the Office of the Director of National Intelligence and the Office of Personnel Management. We've definitely seen ODNI. Tulsi Gabbard, I think I did a video update about that before, has moved forward the president's agenda when it comes to kind of narrowing in clearance eligibility for folks, as he claims being involved in the politicization, is it a word? Fact check me later, of the intelligence community. So again, what I always just say, is this within the president's authority to do so? As all of our understanding outlines, yes. Again, you can read more about that over at clearancejobs.com, where we outline where the security clearance and classification programs come from. Again, for these folks, does Hillary Clinton really need to go get a day job and need her access to classified information? Probably not. Is this administration pulling her back in to advise on issues? Probably not. Do we like the president going out and rescinding people's security clearances by executive order? Probably depends on which political party you're in. I'm totally neutral on this. I'm just here to present the facts and not to have an opinion on them. I hope. It takes a lot of bourbon to get that out of me, or maybe not a lot of bourbon for people who actually know me. But again, what we want to talk about here is what the policy is. The policy is the president can certainly do this. We saw him do it again Friday. We could see more of that to come. I think it's worth noting, and again, because in general, what we see here is not the average applicant's experience. So your lived experience as a security clearance holder, if you're in the process, if you have an issue or an instance and your access to classified information gets revoked, you have due process rights to work against that. Again, these are high-level figures, very specific to the president's agenda. If another party gets into office and wants to do things differently, boom, they can also do things through executive order. So this is basically a sign of the modern presidency. We had it under Joe Biden. We have it under President Trump. They're doing a lot of policy reforms via executive order. The thing is, what this administration brings in, again, might change under a different administration. So this is just welcome to politics in the modern age. But for more on the security clearance process, executive orders related to the clearance process, and how all of this comes to me, you can visit us over at clearancejobs.com. And a reminder to like and subscribe to this channel so you get all of our hot news takes and updates.